Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-day fiancé, Jovi threatened to divorce Yara every time he got drunk. It's the kind of revelation that makes even longtime 90-day fiancé fans sit up straight, rewind twice, and stare at the screen wondering how on earth this couple made it this far. Jovi Dufresne and Yara have weathered culture shock, pandemic stress, parenting hurdles, and more than a fair share of viewer judgment. But the newly surfaced clip, one that's now ricocheting around social media, shows a raw, uncomfortable truth that Yara had hinted at for years. Whenever Jovi drank too much, he repeatedly threatened to divorce her. And suddenly, so many past arguments and tearful scenes make a whole lot more sense. The clip that unlocked the chaos. In the leaked scene reportedly filmed during a private cast hangout, Jovi is visibly intoxicated, pacing and slurring through a rant about being tired of everything. Yara sits frozen on the couch, her face a familiar blend of disbelief and exhaustion. Then he says it, "Maybe we should just get divorced. Maybe you'd be happier without me." It's not sarcastic. It's not said in the heat of a normal argument. It's delivered with the detached, reckless abandon of someone making the same threat for the 1000th time. Fans who saw a short snippet online were stunned, but insiders say the full clip is even more brutal. Jovi reportedly made similar statements multiple times that night, and according to Yara, this wasn't the first time. Nor even close to it. Yara's chilling admission. Yara has always hinted that Jovi's partying created deep cracks in their relationship, but she never laid out the extent of it. Now she's finally opening up, and the picture she paints is darker than viewers realized. According to Yara, whenever Jovi got drunk, especially back in the early years of their marriage, he would default to the same destructive refrain, "We should just get divorced. I don't need this. I'll go back to my life." Yara said she would often go to bed crying, unsure if he even meant it or if she should prepare for the worst the next day. But the pattern became so repetitive that she eventually stopped reacting. She'd shrug it off, swallow the hurt, and hope for sobriety to bring clarity. Imagine building a life with someone whose every intoxicated mood swing included the threat of ending the marriage. For Yara, this wasn't a red flag, it was an entire crimson fireworks display. The dynamic no one saw clearly until now. Fans have long speculated that Jovi's love for nightlife clashed badly with Yara's desire for stability and structure. But the divorce threat revelations cast their whole storyline in a new, more troubling light. It makes sense of the moments where Yara seemed tense or guarded around Jovi. It explains why she often shut down during arguments she was already bracing for the familiar line. It reframes their disagreements not as typical marital growing pains, but as a woman trying to keep her family intact while her husband swung wildly between affection and escape fantasies. Some viewers once accused Yara of being controlling. Others thought she was overly critical. But now, with this clip circulating, there's a massive shift in public opinion. Many are seeing that Yara wasn't nagging, she was surviving. Jovi's reaction, "Sorry, not sorry." Jovi's response to the backlash has been mixed. He acknowledged the footage but insisted he didn't mean it and that he was just drunk and frustrated. He brushed off the accusations with a laugh, telling producers he simply talked a lot of nonsense after a few drinks. But fans aren't buying it. Repeated threats aren't accidents. They're patterns. And this particular pattern has clearly taken a toll on their marriage. Jovi may think he was joking or blowing off steam, but Yara's face in the footage tells a different story, a story of hurt layered over hurt, disappointment over shock, and a woman who learned to numb herself because reacting only made things worse. The moment Jovi realized it wasn't funny. Sources say the clip airing publicly stunned Jovi in a way few things have. For the first time, he watched himself through Yara's eyes, through America's eyes, and the bravado cracked. One insider claims he privately apologized to Yara off camera, telling her he didn't realize how bad it looked. But Yara reportedly told him this was exactly how it felt. Not dramatic. Not exaggerated. Just reality, his drunken threats laid bare. The fan backlash and the Team Yara wave. Once the clip hit Reddit and spread across X and TikTok, the outrage was immediate. This isn't normal or healthy. I feel terrible for Yara. These weren't empty threats. This is emotional manipulation. Jovi always seemed immature, but this is on another level. She put up with this and raised their daughter mostly alone. She deserves better. Yara, who had often been met with skepticism or criticism, suddenly became the focal point of sympathy. Viewers rallied around her, praising her strength and her unwavering commitment to creating a stable home for Mila despite Jovi's volatility. A look back at the early red flags. Rewatching their earlier seasons now feels like reviewing an entirely different story. Jovi disappearing on nights out until morning. Yara crying alone in apartments and hotel rooms. Arguments that escalated quickly with Jovi's sharp tongue. His dismissive attitude toward her concerns. These weren't just typical clashes between two people from different cultures. They were the early signs of a much deeper emotional imbalance, one that the leaked footage finally confirms. So where does the couple go from here? Surprisingly, Yara says things are much better now. Jovi drinks less, communicates more, and has matured since becoming a father, but the scars of those drunken divorce threats linger beneath the surface like bruises that never fully fade. Yara made it clear she doesn't accept that behavior anymore and that she would not tolerate it if it resurfaced. She admitted she once feared Jovi would wake up one day and simply decide he meant what he said. Today, she says she finally feels safer. But fans aren't convinced the issue is fully gone, and they worry that stress or a relapse into old habits could bring those threats back. A clip that forces accountability. In the world of 90 Day Fiancé, drama is expected. Tears are standard. Fights are edited into cinematic cliffhangers. But this moment goes beyond the usual franchise turmoil. This is a couple having their most painful truth exposed, one that many viewers quietly suspected but couldn't confirm. For once, the cameras didn't create the drama. They revealed it. And now, fans are demanding accountability not only from Jovi, but from the production team that has watched this dynamic unfold for years. The bottom line. The clip of Jovi threatening to divorce Yara every time he got drunk isn't just messy reality TV fodder, it's a window into the emotional instability that shaped their marriage from day one. It shows the invisible battles Yara fought behind the scenes, the fears she internalized, and the resilience she built to keep her family together. Whether the couple grows stronger from this exposure or cracks under the scrutiny remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. After this clip, nobody will watch their storyline the same way again.